Alright, so no introduction today, I just wanted to get straight into it. A few people have been asking me to make Soulker Type Beats, and Soulker's a sick producer from France. His numbers are going crazy on YouTube, his drums are hitting hard every time, so I want to try produce something along them lines. And I'm actually starting with a loop, and this melody, I've only pitched it up, stretched it, and rendered it again. And it sounds like this. I wanted a sick Japanese feel, and this loop's hard. So for the drums, I need the drums to hit hard. So I've already chosen the sounds that I want to use. Clap, open hat, hi-hat, kick, hard 808. So for the clap, I'm going to go standard trap pattern. Just going to copy that. Just basic clap pattern. And then for the hi-hat, I'm going to start off with every 2-step. And then get some rolls in. So maybe one here. And then here. I might just keep it kind of basic. And here again. So quite a basic pattern, but it definitely adds to the bounce already. And I'm actually going to pitch these down one. And I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and just bring them a little bit off grid. That's going to leave room for the kick to breathe. And it just makes the track hit harder. You'll see in a bit. And then for the open hat, I heard this in a couple of Soulker's beats. So I'm gonna get it to cut itself. I'm also gonna play with the envelope, in fact. So I'm gonna bring everything down, kind of like I would do with an 808. Bring the hold up. So now it's only gonna play for as long as I hold the note. So I can get some quick ones in there as well. So open hat, I'm thinking. So that's why I wanted the short notes. So like, and same again there. In fact, I'm gonna pan these. Let's do one left, like 50%. Same value on the right. Yeah, just like that. Alright, so I think next the kick. So I'm just going to record something in. So just something like that. Right, so I've gone in and changed a couple notes. Alright, so for the 808, the sample is in C minor, so I'm going to keep most of the notes on C. And maybe bring this one up. bring these up. So, shit. Bring this up to... Let's try this. But now let's bring that down. And let's bring these 3 down. And then for these ones, we'll bring them up. So maybe A flat, G, and then maybe F. This note at the end here is just a silent note, because what that will do is when I'm making the hook and everything later and arranging it, when the pattern kind of stops, the 808 will stop playing just when I basically ask it to stop playing, so the note doesn't like carry on into the next pattern. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start arranging this, and then we'll add some more sounds in there. So let's copy this across, just so we've got something to play with, and I'm gonna take out the drums for the start, and then just have halftime on the melody. For the melody, I've actually added a few things. I've cut out some lows and some highs because I thought it was a little bit sharp. Added some RC20 just to distort it a little bit, wobble it a little bit, and then add some reverb and echo. And then I also widened the sound a bit too. And then just another EQ just to take out more lows. Only because I know that the 808 needs to hit hard. And I didn't want the melody to be as present as the 808. So that's why I've done that. So right now it sounds like this. So just subtle differences, but that's gonna help the drums hit. I've added looperator because I wanted to play around with some effects which I'm gonna use later. So I'll show you that in a bit, but let's get halftime in there for the intro. Just gonna bring this up, just have it on the intro. So I'm gonna have that like this. Maybe come off here. And I want a synth bass here. I need that 808 hitting a little bit harder, so I've added Camel Crush with the tube wamp, and I've just brought down the mix level a bit and the distortion, and then just cut out some of the highs. So for the synth bass, I'm literally just playing the root note, just C twice, and then I added this in too, so I added another 808. And I want it to glide down. So this top note is an octave up, and this bottom note is gliding down. And that's just gonna be for the drop. And I think I might cut the sample here as well. Cut here, and then I'm gonna add this other 808 that I have. It's kind of like a wamp sound. So it's literally just one note that I've added. And maybe cut the sample a little bit as well. Shit. Maybe more. And then I've got this sound effect on it here. But I want these to pan, so I'm going to come into it and I'm going to adjust the panning from here. So in the pan, I'm going to create an automation clip. I'm just going to highlight this section first, just so it doesn't create one for the whole track. So pan, create automation clip, And then let's say for the start, I'm going to bring this one down 20% or to 20%, and that's going to be to the left. Let's just say 21. Copy the value, paste it here so it's flat, and then I'm going to add another point. So normal is 50%, so if I brought it to 21%, I'm going to bring it up to around about 71%, and that's just going to be quite an even pan then. Just paste the value up here, bring it down. Same again, I want this on back to 21. So now it's just going left and then right. And I think I want another cut here. And then I'm going to bring in this sword effect. And then let's cut this. But maybe just half, and then I'm going to add that wamp sound. If someone knows the name of the proper sound of it, let me know. But let's cut the sample just a little bit. But for this section, this is where I'm going to use Looperator, because I heard this in a couple of his beats. So maybe from here. So what Looperator does is, it's kind of like Effectrix. You can chop it up how you want and add different effects. So the one that I made was this. So that's just to switch up the melody a little bit. So I'm going to bring this down and maybe just have it from here. I'm going to take the open hats out with this one. And then maybe the bridge can come back in here. We'll keep Looperator on, halftime off, but then when the next part comes in, halftime is going to come on. So let's bring the synth bass back. Right, so I finished arranging it and I didn't change too much, to be honest. With that second EQ, that's only coming in when halftime's on. So I didn't want it to be too thin in the intro and the first bit of the verse, but then when it comes in here, because I'd halftimed it, you get a lot of muddiness if you don't cut out them lows properly. So that's why I've done that. And to get the kick slap in, literally just turn up the volume from the channel rack, or just go into the kick and turn up the volume from there, and then have a soft clipper on the master and just get that fine balance. So if you do it too much, it's going to sound way too boxy, so just play around with the threshold. I'd keep the post as it is and then play around with the volume of the kick too until it's sounding right. A soft clipper, like a limiter, will just like squash the sound. Like as soon as the kick like hits that wall, it's just going to squash it right down, but a soft clipper will kind of round off the curve, so it don't give you as much of a distortion. Still distorting it, but you know. So let me play it from the beginning.
JayCactus.
drops are sick. And then the only switch up here is just these sounds. Looperator just to switch it up. And then in this part comes a bit of a bridge again.
JayCactus.
I've labelled it all so you can see how I've arranged it. And then I've switched up the beginning of this verse because halftime's on. Just to add more variation. And then it basically repeats. There's nothing really added to the end. For the outro, I just kind of faded it out. Just sounds a bit like the intro again. And then one more drop that fades out. So yeah, hopefully I captured the feel. If you liked the beat, then like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.